Keith Kelfis. Hey, I got a question in the comments on YouTube from James L. And he said, why do you make videos in your bathroom? Because it's the only quiet place in the house when I'm not in the office. Whatever. I'm answering the question, how do you take on jobs when you're starting your business and you're scared when a customer wants you to do something you've never done before and you want to do it, but you're afraid you're going to mess the job up, and basically so on and so forth. How do you do that? Okay, I'll tell you the story, James. When I first started my business, I got some clients that wanted me to do all types of crazy shit. And I was told by a buddy of mine who owned a business, he calls me Falcus. He goes, Falcus, you never tell a customer no. And he was a hustler, man. You always tell them yes. And then you find out how to do it. Just like T. Harbecker is a motivational millionaire guy. He says, you make a really big promise, and then you grow into that promise. Now, that's some pretty risky business there. So here's how it happened for me. I'm doing this big, landed this $20,000 landscape job for this client. It was like my first year in business. And he's like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. So I'm up all night researching how to do the shit. I'm calling my friends and I'm not getting a correct, answer. Man, this is super bright. And he wanted granite steps encased in stone, decorative stone, all the way down these steps down the back of his house, like massive project. And we were also laying huge mica stone platform, a walkway, stepping stones all the way to it. I'll show you sometime. And I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. Now we're getting into landscape construction. So I call up my buddy Scotty, who's a construction expert. He's like, oh, lickety split, no problem, man. I'm like, well, can you consult me and help me come do this? I'll pay you. And so needless to say, I didn't make shit off the job, and we were there for days and days. We were actually there for a month. But anyways, from leftover on this guy's property, he has beautiful granite everywhere. In his backyard, he had stacks of granite slabs that were like this thick all the way up to this thick, and they were heavy. Here I am running to Home Depot, renting a tile saw, a wet saw, and we're sitting here cutting slabs of granite and measuring them and creating these steps and this walkway. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I was completely trusting my friend who said he knew what he was doing, and luckily he did. And I'm nervous as shit, dude. We're doing, dude, there's trucks delivering material, there's crazy shit going on, and I'm like, dude, this guy's gonna fucking sue me. Oh my god, this guy's gonna sue, how is this even gonna work? I don't even know how to do this, oh my god. Dude, I was losing my mind. You wanna talk about anxiety and fear? I didn't sleep for a month. My stomach was turning. I felt like I was initiated into the mafia. And I was on a mission, and I was walking amongst like the valley of the shadow of death. That's how fearful it was for me. I talked to some of these other business owners, and I asked them these same questions that you're asking me, James. And I say, hey man, did you ever go through this type of... No, I've always been the best. I always do that because I would get fucking pissed. They say, no, I've always been a master architect, landscaper. I came out of the womb with a brick in my hand. Dude... Never get a straight answer out of these fools, man. I'm pissed about it. I'm digressing. I'm going on and on, not giving you the damn point. Yes, I've gone through that and I relate to you so much, and I really think it's baby steps. Don't take on something that is crazy, but yeah, take on something you've never done before. Stay up all night, dripping in sweat, getting no sleep. Research that shit on YouTube. Call everybody you know and put your balls out and try it. My first brick paver patio, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So I'm overcompensating. We're digging way too deep. I'm bringing in way too much concrete. I have all this leftover materials. And it took me like 2 days morning till night to do this job. And I was up all night thinking, oh my God, what if the bricks fall out of place? What if it doesn't work? What if this happens to the customer and I have to keep going back and fixing it for free? What if the whole patio shifts on me, or I did something wrong, or I busted some type of gas line and the whole house blows up, and now all of a sudden I'm getting sued. I'm sitting in a courtroom and my wife divorces me, and now I'm sitting in prison, and like, that's the type of shit Keith thinks. I think about worst case scenario stuff that puts me in a panic attack, and I'm sitting on a job site all paranoid. My guys are seeing me paranoid. They're seeing me losing it. I'm like, oh my God, I hope the customer, and I'm just trying to keep my composure together, and I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. It's like going in the woods blindfolded, and the only way you can get like a tree to light up so you can see it is to touch it and map it out, because no one's gonna teach you this shit. The biggest regret I have is I didn't waste, but I spent 10, 12 years doing lawn service and light landscaping, but mostly lawn service. And I worked for these huge companies where I had an opportunity where I should have said, hey, transfer me over to the construction division, transfer me to the horticulture, to the arboriculture division. I'm leaving this grass cutting company because I'm already a master at cutting grass, and I want to learn hardscape, softscapes, architect, waterfalls, ponds. I want to learn how to do all this stuff and design blueprints. I never learned any of that shit, and I'm kicking myself in the ass every day. If you were dealt the cards of a landscaper, it might just be worth it to go track down a company and say, dude, I will come work for you for free for a day, and I still haven't done this. I've got the balls up to do it. And even though I said I would, go work for a company for free for a day, or hire someone and pay them a lot of money, pay them $200-300 to come consult you for a few hours and help you get it done and teach you how to do it. It's gonna be scary as shit, and you're gonna be found out to be, you're gonna get exposed as not knowing what you're doing. You're gonna feel like a baby on training wheels. And that's the great thing about business. It exposes the pussy inside of you. It exposes the stuff you're afraid of every day, and it's never ending up into infinitum. It goes on and on and on and on, and every day you're facing something new you've never done before. And if you try to share this stuff with an employee-minded person who has a job and they just do the same thing over and over every day for a check, and they do the same thing and they think they're so smart, try running a fucking business, bro. You want to talk about anxiety? You want to talk about racing thoughts and like, how the fuck am I going to come up with all this money? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Try running a business. You want an education in life and about being a man and being afraid? Because I'm afraid, dude. Trying new shit. When I first got into window cleaning and I started that side of it, dude, I was terrified. First brick paper patio, I was terrified. I was sitting there pruning hydrangeas and rhododendrons. Luckily, I learned about some of that stuff at the big company I worked at, one of these companies. But, I'm on YouTube with this in my ear, watching a YouTube video about how to deadhead and prune rhododendrons and azaleas and all this stuff. And my customer's in the house, and I'm pruning the plants, watching YouTube, learning how to do it in real time. Because I didn't have a choice. And we're in the real world, and there is no other choice. No one's going to come along and say, here, little Johnny, let me teach you this. No one's going to teach you. You got to stay up late, burn the candle at both ends, and stay up till 4, 5, 6 in the morning, not sleep at all, drink way too much coffee, and be stressed out, and learn this shit, right? I'm crazy, dude. If I see people watching TV or somebody wants to, let's watch the football game. Fuck you. I'm going to put my nose in a book, and I'm learning how to organize my finances and learn taxes. I'm learning how to do the shit I don't know how to do. You don't know what you don't know. That's why you don't have it. If you knew what you knew, you'd have it, because to know and not do means you don't know. There's so much shit you don't know, and there's shit you don't even know you don't know. And the more you learn is the more you learn you don't even fucking know. And the real sad part about it, it's not that sad. All the average people out there are basically just broke, victim-minded, afraid people running around. Men, grown men are afraid. And very, very few people have the balls to go out and do it. And that's a totally different thing. As far as having balls, dude, I have to grow my balls. It sounds crazy, it sounds fucking stupid. You have to grow you put water on them, they grow. I have to grow my balls every day, dude. I have weak moments and anxiety attacks and stuff I'm afraid of in business that sometimes, dude, I'm like, dude, I'm helpless. I feel helpless. And then I'll go through this whole anxiety struggle, and then a couple days will go by and I snap out of it and I'm on top of the world again. That's just me, and I hope you can relate to that. I hope I answered your question. And yeah, I'm gonna upload this ADD ass video for you. It's gonna be great. Thanks, James.